we heard about the strange fire, Aminadab and Abihu. Okay, and they got burned up for offering that strange fire. I found it where it was. I remembered seeing it, but I went back into Exodus 30, where we were told not to offer strange fire. Uh, let's see. Ye shall offer no strange incense thereon, nor burnt sacrifice, nor meat offering, neither shall you pour drink offering thereon. Okay, so. And Aaron shall make atonement upon the horns once a year with the blood of the sin offering for atonements. Once in a year he shall make atonement. Throughout your generation it is the most holy unto the Jehovah. So there was just one sin offering spoken of before the transgression. Here we get the sin, the strange fire, and they were told not to do it. What'd they do? Heck, a few days later, maybe weeks or so, boom, they get burned up. And this is Leviticus 11, the Blue Letter Bible in the ear. And Jehovah spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying unto them, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, There are beasts which ye shall eat there are beasts which ye shall eat among the beasts that are on the earth. Whatsoever parteth the hoof, and is clove-footed, and cheweth the cud, among the beasts ye shall eat. Nevertheless, ye shall not eat of them that chew the cud, or that divide the hoof. Ye shall not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as a camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof. Okay, so they got to have a divided hoof. He is unclean unto you. And the cone, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean to you. And the hare, and because he cheweth the cud, and not divideth the hoof, he is unclean to you. You know, a couple days ago, like about a week ago, a guy says, he goes, oh, the Bible isn't true because of this chewing the cud thing. And the cone is a rock badger, or now someone calls it a rock hare, a rock badger. We'll just say it's a rock badger. And the rabbit doesn't chew cud. Okay, if you see a rabbit sitting there, they sit there and they eat their grass, or they'll be eating in your garden, okay? And then they just sit there, moving their mouth, eating and chewing it. Here, the cud says scraping of the throat, okay? Scientifically, we know that the cud is this regurgitation and all that kind of thing, and that the cows and goats and sheep and stuff have multiple stomachs. So chewing the cud is a scraping of the throat, okay? But this guy is resting his whole, he's not a believer, apparently. And he wants he just hits on these two verses here. Rather strange. And the swine through the divided hoof be cloven-footed, and he cheweth not the cud. It is unclean to you. And of their flesh ye not eat, and their carcass ye shall not touch. They are unclean to you. These are ye that are in the waters, that whatsoever has fins and scales in the waters, and in the seas, and in the rivers, them ye shall eat. And all that not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, and all that move on the waters, or any living thing that is in the waters, they shall be an abomination to you. They shall even be an abomination unto you, and ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcasses in abomination. Abomination. Okay, that is a pretty strong word. Whatsoever has no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. And these are which ye shall have an abomination among the fowls, and they shall not be eaten. They are an abomination, the eagle, and the osage, and the osprey, and the vulture, and the kite after its kind, every raven after its kind, and the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cuckoo, and the hawk after its kind, and the little owl, and the cormorant, and the great owl, and the swan, and the pelican, and the gier eagle, and the stork and heron after their kind, and the lapwing and the bat. All fowls that creep and is going upon all fours shall be an abomination unto you. Yet ye may eat of every flying, creeping thing that goeth upon all fours, which have legs above their feet to leap wherewith in the earth, even them that ye may eat, the locust after its kind, and the bald locust after its kind, and the beetle after its kind, and the grasshopper after its kind. But all other flying, creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you. They surely are an abomination. Yuck. Who doesn't eat bugs? And for these things they shall be unclean. Whoever toucheth the carcass of them shall be unclean until even. And whatsoever beareth aught the carcass of them shall wash his clothes, and be unclean till the even. The carcass of every beast which divideth the hoof, and is not cloven-footed, nor cheweth the cud, are unclean to you. Every one that toucheth them shall be unclean. Whoever goeth upon his paws among all manner of beasts that go on all 4, those are unclean to you. Whoever toucheth their carcass shall be unclean until the even. And he that beareth the carcass of them shall wash his clothes, and be unclean even, and they are unclean to you. These also shall be unclean to you among all the creeping things that creep upon the earth, the weasel, and the mouse, and the tortoise, and after its kind, and the ferret, and the chameleon, and the lizard, and the snail, and the mole. These are unclean to you among all that creep. Whoever doth touch them when they are dead shall be unclean in the even. And upon whatsoever any of them they are dead, and doth fall, and they shall be unclean, whether it be of any vessel of wood, or raiment, or skin, or sack, or whoever vessel it shall be a work that is done. And it must be put into the water, so that the unclean until the even, so that it shall be cleansed. And every earthen vessel wherein any of them falleth whatsoever, it shall be unclean. Ye shall break it. All meat which may be eaten, that on which such water cometh, shall be unclean, and all drink may be drunk in the every such vessel shall be unclean. And everything whereupon any part of their carcass falleth, and shall be unclean, whether it be an oven, or ranges for pots, or that they be broken down, for they are unclean, and shall be unclean unto you. Nevertheless, a fountain or a pit wherein there is plenty of water shall be clean, but which toucheth their carcass shall be unclean. And if any part of their carcass fall in any sowing seed which is to be sown, it shall be clean. But if any water be put upon the seed, and any part of their carcass fall upon, it shall be unclean unto you. And if any beast of which ye may eat die, and it touches the carcass thereof, it shall be unclean, even until the evening. Until that eve, even. And then he that eateth of the carcass of it shall wash his clothes, and be unclean until the even. And he also that beareth the carcass of it shall wash his clothes, and be unclean until the even. And every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth shall be an abomination, it shall not be eaten. Whoever goeth upon the belly, and whatsoever goeth upon all fours, and whatsoever hath more feet among all creeping things that creep upon the earth, ye shall not eat, for they are an abomination. Ye shall not make yourselves abominable with any creeping thing that creepeth, neither shall ye make yourselves unclean with them, that ye should be defiled thereby. For I am Jehovah your God, and ye shall sanctify yourselves, and ye shall be holy. For I am holy. Neither shall ye defile yourselves with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. For I am Jehovah that bringeth you up out of the land of Egypt, of your God. There shall therefore be holy, for I am holy. This is the law of the beast and the fowl and every living thing, the creature that moveth in the waters and every creature that creepeth upon the earth, to make difference between the unclean and the clean, between the beast that may be eaten and the beast that may be not be eaten. All right. When Moses put the animals on the boat, they walked in 2 by 2, right? We see that on every little kid's, when we go to Sunday school, up on the wall, 2 by 2. They brought 7 of the clean animals on the boat and 2 of the unclean. 7 clean, 2 unclean. Then he tells them to, they have a sacrifice. And they sacrifice just the clean. Okay, so they're eating just the clean animals. All right. Then he tells them not to eat the blood. What do Noah's kids do? They run off, become the nations, eating the blood. Then they get judged, right? He's about ready to bring his people up there to wipe them all out. It's called the Rainbow Covenant. That he's not going to flood the earth again. Yeah. Don't eat unclean stuff, folks. There's lists on the internet of what to eat, what not to eat. And Moses spake unto Moses, saying, the children of Israel, saying, if a woman have conceived seed and born a man-child, then she shall be unclean 7 days. And according to the days of that separation for her infirmity shall she be unclean. And on the 8th day the flesh of his foreskin shall be circumcised. And she shall be continue in the blood of her purifying 33 days. And she shall touch no hallowed thing, nor come into the sanctuary until the days of her purifying be fulfilled. But if she bear a male child, then she shall be unclean 2 weeks. And in her separation she shall continue in the blood of her purifying for 66 days. And when the days of her purifying are fulfilled for a son or a daughter, and she shall bring the lamb of her first year for a burnt offering, and a young pigeon or a turtle dove for a sin offering, into the door of the tabernacle of the congregation unto the priest, who shall offer it before Jehovah, and make atonement for her. And she shall be cleansed from her issue of her blood. This is the law for her that hath borne a male or a female. And if she is not able to bring a lamb, she shall bring 2 turtle doves or 2 pigeons, or one that is a burnt offering, and the other for a sin offering. And the priest shall make atonement for her. She shall be clean. And Moses spoke unto and Jehovah spoke unto Moses and Aaron, saying, when a man shall have in the skin of his flesh a rising or scab or bright spot, and it be in the skin of his flesh like a plague of leprosy, then he shall be brought unto Aaron and the priest, or unto one of his sons the priest. And the priest shall look on the plague in the skin and the flesh, where the hair in the plague is turned white, and the plague in the sight be deeper than the skin of his flesh, it shall be a plague of leprosy, and the priest shall look on him and pronounce him unclean. If the bright spot be white in the skin of his flesh, and in the sight be not deeper than the skin and the hair, wherever, and he turn the white, and the priest shall shut up him that hath the plague 7 days. And the priest shall look on him the 7th day, and behold, if the plague is in his sight at the stay, and the plague spread not in the skin, then the priest shall shut him up 7 more days. Hey, Jessica, what's up? And the priest shall look on him on the 7th day, and behold, if the plague be somewhat dark, and the plague spread not on the skin, the priest shall pronounce him clean. So if it doesn't spread, he's clean. But is it but a scab, and he shall wash his clothes and be clean. But if the scab spread much abroad in his skin, that after he hath been seen of the priest for his cleansing, he shall be seen of the priest again. And if the priest see that, behold, the scab is spreadeth in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is leprosy. When the plague of leprosy is in a man, then he shall be brought unto the priest. And the priest shall see him, and behold, if the rising be white skin, and if it be turned white hair, and there be a quick raw flesh as in risings, it is an old leprosy in the skin. of his flesh, and the priest shall pronounce him unclean and shall shut him up, for he is unclean. And if the leprosy break out abroad in the skin, and the leprosy cover all the skin of him that hath the plague from his head even to his foot, wherever so the priest looketh, and the priest shall consider. And behold, if the leprosy has covered all his flesh, and he shall pronounce him clean, that he hath the plague, and is all turned white, and he is clean. But, when raw flesh appeareth in him, and he shall be unclean. Yikes. And the priest shall see the raw flesh, and pronounce him to be unclean, for the raw flesh is unclean, and it is a leprosy. And if the raw flesh turn again, and he shall be changed into white, he shall come unto the priest, and the priest shall see him, and behold, the plague shall be turned white, and then the priest shall pronounce him clean, that he hath the plague, and he is clean. The flesh also, in which even the skin thereof was a boil, and is healed. And in the place of the boil there be a white rising, or a bright spot, and a white spot, and some reddish. And he showed it to the priest. When the priest see it, behold, it be a lower than the skin, than the hair thereof, he turned white, and the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague of leprosy broken out of the boil, and the priest shall look upon it, and behold, there be no white hairs therein. And if not lower than the skin, but somewhat dark, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days, and spread much abroad the skin, and the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague. But if the bright spot stay in its place and spread not, it is a burning boil, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. It is a burning boil, and he is clean. Or if there be any flesh in the skin thereof, which is a hot burning, and the quick flesh that burneth have a white bright spot, somewhat reddish or white, if the priest shall look upon it, and behold, I'm still on 10, right? Oh, this is 13, yeah. And the priest shall look upon it, and behold, if the hair is bright spot, and it turn white, and in the sight, and is deeper than the skin, it is a leprosy, broken out and burning. Wherefore the priest shall pronounce him unclean in the plague of the leprosy. But if the priest look on it, and behold, there be no white hair in the bright spot, and it be lower than the other skin, be somewhat dark, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days. And the priest shall look upon the 7th day, and if it be spread abroad in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague of leprosy. And if the bright spot stay in its place, and the spread not in the skin, but in somewhat darkened, and rising and burning, then the priest shall pronounce him clean, for it is an inflammation of the burning. If the man or woman have a plague upon the head of the beard, or the beard, then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be inside deeper than the skin, and there be a yellow thin hair, the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a dry scale, even leprosy upon the head or beard. And if the priest look upon the plague of the skull, and behold, it be not deeper than the skin, and there is no black hair in it, then the priest shall shut him up, that he hath the plague of the skull 7 days. And in the 7th day the priest shall look upon the plague, and behold, if the skull spread not, and there be no yellow in the hair, and the skull not be in the sight deeper than the skin, he shall be shaven, but the skull he shall shave, and the priest shall shut him up, that he hath skull 7 days more. And in the 7th day the priest shall look on the skull, and behold, if the skull be not spread in the skin, nor be in the deeper than the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him clean, and shall wash his clothes and be clean. But if the skull spread much in the skin after his cleansings, then the priest shall look on him, and behold, the skull be spread in the skin, and the priest shall not seek for yellow hair, for he is unclean. Wow, there's more and more and more. Good morning, man. Good morning. Yeah, so, but we're going to keep driving on. But if the skull be in the sight, this is like the the medical book for ancient Israel. And if the skull be in his side, and it stay there black, hair is grown herein, and the skull is healed, he is clean, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. But if a man or a woman have in the skin of their flesh bright spots, even white bright spots, the priest shall look, and behold, and if the bright spots in the skin of their flesh be darkish white, it is a freckled spot that groweth in the skin, he is clean. And if the man whose hair is fallen off of his head, he is bald, yet he is clean. And he hath hair fallen off from part of his head toward his face, he is a forehead bald, yet he is clean. And there be in the bald head or the bald forehead, or a white or reddish sore, it is leprosy sprung upon his bald head or his bald forehead. For the priest shall look upon it, and behold, if it is rising of the sore, and be white and reddish in his bald head or his bald forehead, as leprosy appeareth in the skin of the flesh. He is a leprous man, and he is unclean, and the priest shall pronounce him utterly unclean, and the plague in his head. And the leper in whom the plague is, his clothes shall be rent, and head bare, and he shall put covering upon his upper lip, and he shall cry, unclean, unclean. In the days wherein the plague shall be in him, and he shall be defiled, he is unclean. And he shall dwell alone without the camp, shall his habitation be. The garment also the plague with leprosy in it, wherewithin a woolen garment or a linen garment, whether it be a warp or of wool, of linen, or of woolen, whether in skin or in anything made of skin. And the plague be green or reddish in the garment or the skin, either the wrap or the wool or anything of skin, it is a plague of leprosy, and shall be showed unto the priest. And the priest shall look upon the plague, and shall shut it up, and hath the plague 7 days. And he shall look on the plague on the 7th day. And if the plagues be spread in the garments, whether the wrap or in the wool or in the skin or any work that is made of skin, the plague is fettering leprosy, it is unclean. He shall therefore burn the garment, whether the wrap or the wool, and in the linen or any of the thing, and wherein the plague is, it is a fetting leprosy, and it shall be burnt in the fire. That almost sounds like they're using that clothes as a petri dish. And if the priest shall look and behold the plague, be not spread in the garment, neither the wrap, nor the wool, or any of the thing's skin. And the priest shall command that they wash this thing wherein the plague is, and it shall be shut up 7 days. And if the priest shall look upon the plague after it is washed, and behold, if the plague has not changed its color, and the plague is not spread, and is unclean, thou shalt burn it in the fire. It is a fret and inward, and whether it be bare within or without. And the priest look, and behold, the plague be somewhat dark after the washing of it. He shall rend it out of the garment, or out of the skin, and out of the wrap, or out of the wool. And it appears in the garment, either in the wrap, or the wool, or anything of the skin. It is spreading plague, and thou shalt be burnt wherein. And the plague is with fire. And the garment there, or the wrap, or the wool, or whatever skin shall be, shall wash. If the plague departed from them, it shall be washed the 2nd time, and shall be clean. This is the law of the plague of leprosy in the garment of wool or linen, either in the wrap of wool or linen, or anything of skins, to pronounce it clean or to pronounce it unclean. This is 2 Leviticus 13. So it's 11 through 13. Where we started out, let's see, where did we start out? With 11. But yesterday was that strange fire. And I went back, and sure enough, in Exodus 30, they were told not to offer any strange incense. So what did they do? Right off the get-go, they offer some strange incense and get burned up. Man, oh man, oh man. So then we heard about all this unclean and clean and stuff like that. And chapter 11 is the unclean stuff. Don't eat unclean things. It's really wild. The verses in the New Testament that people use, Mark 7, to say things are clean, that's about a heart issue, folks. Do we want to do what God says or not? It's about a heart issue. Nobody in that zip code ate pork. It was about eating bread with unclean hands. It's just crazy. The other one that people use a lot is Peter's vision. Peter's vision. I think it's verse 28 where he says, Call no man clean or unclean. And then he goes to Cornelius' house with those three guys. The three guys show up at the door. Peter tells us what his vision meant. It doesn't have anything to do with eating animals. It's one of the biggest events in humanity where the Gentiles were no longer to be thought of as clean or unclean. Everybody that comes to God should be clean. All right, guys. Well, that is Leviticus 13. We're coming up on 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. 18 and 19 are big. 18 and 19 are big. That's right, brother. That's right. It's not what goes in his mouth, but what comes out of his heart. Yep. Yeah. Now, look at what he was talking about. He was talking about eating bread with defiled hands. Nobody there ate anything unclean. Nobody in that zip code. Yep. But, so look where our hearts are. Offering strange fire. Yikes. Look at the world outside. It's coming, folks. It's coming. It's time to be blowing the shofar, warning people. The end is nigh. Get right. I love you guys. This is Leviticus 11 through 13 today. I'm probably just going to make my next video real quick, which will be, I don't know, it's 14 through 17, I think, or something. And I'll see you tomorrow, or in a few minutes.